I'm Tonya Amankwatia, the Assistant Vice Provost of Distance Education and Extended Learning at the North Carolina A&T State University. Right now, our nation's largest HBCU. I have been leading the extended campus comprised of A&T Online, continuing education, and summer sessions for almost 3 years. But I've been in higher education since 1990s, and I'll leave it at that. I started teaching at the community college level, and I actually started weekend college teaching that ties into UPCEA's continuing education at the community college as well. So I've been in the higher education space for a while. And my online learning involvement has been varied. It's been research and grant work. It's been compliance, peer evaluation, institutional assessment, accreditation type of work. I'm on an editorial review board. I've had leadership positions in professional service organizations. I have been in leadership at our system level in the online space. So, the typical things, conference presentations, that type of thing. Online, I've been all in. I got to North Carolina A&T and saw the vision for this newly centralized unit. Right away, I thought to myself, I've seen that somewhere before. I saw where online, continuing education, and summer sessions had resources and professional development help. And so it was very important to me that all 3 units had a professional home and that we had a single, robust organization that everybody belonged and everybody could see value added to their work. The membership benefits that have been invaluable to me are the professional development resources, the benchmarking resources, and the hallmarks of excellence. The hallmarks of excellence did for me what you would expect when you are trying to launch a new unit. They gave us rigorous, nationally recognized standards by which this new unit could aspire, perform, and create professional development objectives from. And that's exactly actually what we did. The unit was asked to look at the hallmarks of excellence and use them as a part of their performance goals and plans for the upcoming year. The professional development home with the various listservs and just the camaraderie have been helpful, especially with the certification programs. We've had people who have been new to higher ed that needed to learn what this PCO environment was like, and it was just very easy as a leader to be able to point them to resources that I knew would help them get up to speed. So basically, UPCEA has been very helpful for me in capacity building with our unit. And the benchmarking has been helpful as I've been developing and explaining strategy, and I've been able to share a lot of the data with other peers in other parts of the university so that we're able to have a common understanding and at least a common set of data to look at and to understand. So I've been using the data, the benchmarking, to also help increase others' knowledge of, professional education offerings and the unique needs of post-traditional learners. I recommend to others in leadership and other prospective members to absolutely lean into the data and the network and professional development opportunities UPCEA already has available. Before you start creating something, you have a ready resource in UPCEA for things like strategy development, professional development of your staff, especially if you're resource challenged. So start with what exists, use those dashboards and the benchmarking in the network, and then build from there. I found UPCEA to be a great starting place for any new venture, whether it's professional development. Before you create it yourself, go and look to see what already exists. If it's benchmarking and data work, before trying to scramble or pull things together, go to see whether it exists. When it's time for procurement and new partnerships, I go to the UPCEA partners and start from there, because I know that those partners understand PCO, and if they are supporting UPCEA, they're committed to what we're committed to. So it's not the people that drop into my inbox. I go to that membership list. So in short, when it comes to strategy, professional development work, benchmarking, procurement, utilize the membership to see what already exists before you venture forward, and then use the data to help build internal partners, because I've been able to share things from UPCEA to help other units that are connected to us to see value, and we've already gotten some of them to create institutional memberships. But I really want to say, might not seem as sophisticated, but I'm just going to tell you the absolute truth. The staff at UPCEA has been so approachable. They have such a positive vibe that even during the very stressful times, I have no hesitations reaching out to any of the leadership. It just feels like an extension, and people that really have adopted the same I care, you count attitude that I have, because I will tell you that there have been some rocky times over my career, and it was not unusual for me to zap off an email and then different people from the UPCEA staff kind of jump in, and work with me through whatever the difficulty is. I mean, I can tell you different examples, but the biggest thing is the authenticity and the positivity that I've gotten. Actually, when I was talking about all the various resources, the shout out was really to CORE. So when I said before you create it, to go back to see if it exists, CORE is exactly what I'm talking about. So the listserv, the various surveys, and the benchmarking that we've done informally, all of those things have a CORE tie. There are times that we have had ideas about things, and we have been able to go back to a CORE tie. And then I found out that the UPCEA staff was very, very much involved in supporting and monitoring CORE, because sometimes we'll have conversations and there will be a proactive outreach to try to tie us all together to move an idea to either advocacy or implementation. So the CORE resources have been very invaluable from a resource and data access point 24/7, and also to get some new actions going. We have actually gotten some new committees and work groups together based on conversations that we've had through the listserv and data that we ended up adding to and getting from CORE.